Now, once the family has consented to organ donation, all the billing is transferred over to IOPO, so the cost of donation doesn't cost the family anything.
So what happens when we do get the call and go to a donor site, a hospital? Our first plan of action is to, of course, make sure the potential donor is stabilized. We take over the patient's care in the intensive care units of the hospital.
At this point, the patient is still on the ventilator, still has a blood pressure, is still being maintained to have that blood pressure even though they are still clinically dead.
Once the donor is stabilized and we obtain lab samples and they're sent off to a lab that enables us to start matching up the recipient or the donor with the potential recipients.
Then we allocate the organs for transplant, and this happens by registering the patient with the United Network for Organ Sharing, and this is a government-run organization that manages the transplant list. So when someone says, "I'm on the list," they're the ones that manage that list. People can rest assured that the list is not biased. I don't have race, gender, or anything like that to work with. The list prints up, and we start at the first patient and then go down until we find the right recipient to be able to take those organs.
Once it's decided where the organs are going, and then we make several phone calls, travel arrangements if necessary, to get the various recovering teams in from the transplant centers.
So once we have all of that coordinated, the surgical teams fly in, come in by ambulance, whatever that might be, depending on where they're at. And then the organ donor patient is brought down to the operating room where the surgical recovery of the organ takes place. The surgical recovery of the organs is a procedure like any other OR procedure. It's done under sterile conditions with trained surgical staff. Once the organs are recovered, the heart and lungs are the organs that are recovered first. Usually want those organs transplanted within 4 to 6 hours. The same thing with the lungs. After the thoracic organs are recovered, then the abdominal organs are recovered, the liver, the kidney, the pancreas. And your liver, pancreas, and your intestine, usually 6 to 12 hours is the time frame that you want to transplant them within. And then for your kidneys, you have up to 24 hours.
We actually go into the OR with the donor, assist the surgical teams in actually retrieving the organs, making sure they get out okay and on their way.
Each team recovers their organs and takes it back to their transplant center, wherever they're at, to transplant their recipient. Now, once the organ procurement is complete, that's when tissue would come in and recover things like corneas and skin and bone and things like that.